You're listening to the sounds of the Wate, the world according to Eli.
You are now tuned in to the number one podcast in the world, The Wate, the world according to Eli. Music, sports, video games, and culture. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the host of our show, Mr. Eli.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to The Wate. And today is an NBA special edition. We're going to be talking about the divisions, who should be MVP, who's going to win the championship. But first, we're going to go into the WNBA. Let me welcome you, my co-host, my dad.
What up, podcast world? You already know what it is. It's Dad in the building. What up, champ? How you feeling?
Good.
How you feeling?
Good.
How you feeling?
Great.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm real excited about this particular show because it's NBA edition. I'm a rep Brooklyn. You repping New York City. Yeah, D Rose in the building. You already know what it is. So, but first, before we do that, let's go into the WNBA Finals. Whoa.
That game was amazing.
That was an amazing game. Tell me about it, man, because we sat and watched the whole game from end to end.
It was a tight back and forth. Candace Parker and
Maya Moore. Yes.
Going at it. Both of the teams were grinding.
They
were trying to get, both teams wanted that championship hard.
Yes.
I'm happy for Candace.
Happy for Candace. Why?
This was her first championship.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
She's been in the league a long time.
And she did it for Pat Summitt.
Who's Pat Summitt?
A legendary college coach.
Yes.
Who passed away. I already know her. She's iconic.
And as we were watching the game and you saw the tears coming down Candace's face and she said, "This is for Pat." Right. I felt that energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, me too.
Now, there was a controversial call in there.
There was a controversial call about like a minute left. And it was a shot clock violation.
Yes.
But they couldn't review it because those plays are unreviewable.
They're unreviewable unless you're going to review it right there.
Right.
Once play continued.
Right. It was, and people were saying it was controversy, but then again, the other game 4, there was backcourt violation that they missed.
Absolutely.
So I kind of feel like it's an even trait.
It kind of balanced each other out. Absolutely so.
But the Minnesota Lynx coach did mention both of the calls. So it wasn't like she was trying to mention the shot clock violation and not the backcourt violation.
She was fair in her criticism.
Right. So
and I really appreciate that. Now, World Series is here. It's going to be rocking in Cleveland tomorrow.
You already know.
Game 1 of the World Series. Cleveland Cavaliers going to raise that banner to the Raptors. Congrats on them. Who do you have? Talk to me first about Kershaw because, Chicago kind of got at him.
Kershaw right away out the gate let the game go.
He gave up 2 quick runs.
I was watching the game on my phone, and as soon as the game started, the Cubs went up 1-0. And they had 2 people on base on second and third. Then they went up 2-0.
Yes.
And then by the time I got home, they was already up 5-0.
Absolutely.
It was already a wrap.
Absolutely.
And the Cubs, they had to win that game to me. And a lot of people were saying when they were down 2-1 that people should be worried. The Cubs ain't got it no more. The curse is back. But he beat the Chicago Cubs beat the LA Dodgers 3 straight times.
Right. Which is very hard to do.
Right, which is very hard to do, yeah.
Very hard to do. And Kershaw giving up 2 runs, it's almost like having 10 runs against.
Right.
When you get an ace down like that.
Right.
And they went to work on him. Now
I feel like if he had kept the game close, they would have had a shot. But
right. So who do you have in this particular World Series?
I got the Cubs. I've been rocking with the Cubs this entire year. And the whole postseason, I got the Cubs. It's their time. The curse is done.
Okay, now these are 2 historic franchises who haven't won in 68 years and 71. So we do know the winner is going to be...
break that streak.
Make some kind of history.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Cleveland because I am an Eastern Conference or American League kind of guy.
Okay.
So what do you have on that? Put some allowance on that or something?
Nah.
Put a few dollars on that?
We're just going to enjoy it again because I already have a bet with you in the NFL.
But I'm just saying we could put a few chips up. Put that allowance up, son. No?
Nah. I'm not
okay.
Not right now.
So he ain't that confident.
I am confident, but
Put that allowance.
No bets though. No,
okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Now, let's get down for the get down.
Let's get down to the NBA.
NBA, let's bring up some stuff on the NBA, what we trying to do.
Coming back tomorrow night.
It's coming back tomorrow. Psyched. It's going to be crazy. So let's go over the divisions first. Okay, and let me do this by division. Can I do this by division? I can.
You can.
All right,
let's start off with the
Southeast division.
Southeast. How do you think the Hawks are gonna do?
The Hawks won that division last year. Am I correct?
The Hawks?
Yes, they did win that division.
Yeah, yes.
The pickup of Dwight Howard,
right,
allowing Schroeder to take over the point guard duties. They still got Millsap. They still got Bazemore. They still got a few tough players out there.
I feel the same. I feel like they're gonna do well.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna win about 45 to 50 games.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna be in that top 4.
Top 4 tier.
Yeah, top 4 tier.
Okay, and they play tough.
They do, but they're not. To me, I don't feel like they're not that much. I mean, 2 years ago they were a threat, but you know.
And nobody is really scared of them, and that's the issue. When I think of Atlanta, I don't think this is a tough team that I'm afraid of.
And also, the 2 times that they have gone to the playoffs,
mm-hmm.
they've gotten swept by Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland is the one team you don't want to run into when you start talking.
Do you feel like the head coach for the Atlanta Hawks, is his job on the line because you lost twice? You got swept twice by Cleveland.
Okay, but he was the coach of the year 2 years ago when Atlanta won a record amount of games. Last year, I thought there was some slippage. I don't think he loses his job, but his goal is to avoid Cleveland. How about that? I think if he avoids Cleveland,
but I mean,
they win around.
Granted, the Eastern Conference is a lot better this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you're going to avoid Cleveland. You're going to either have to lose
what I mean by avoid them, you don't want to see them in the first round.
Right.
You want to see them as late as possible in hopes that an injury comes through. Talk to me about the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat has a lot of young players. They have Whiteside,
mm-hmm.
Josh Richardson.
Yes, he's good.
Justice
Winslow.
And Dragic. They
also picked up Waiters
too. Yes.
You know what I mean? And he's pretty good on the perimeter. He's a little out of control at times.
But I think that's gonna help them on the bench.
But they lose Dwayne Wade
and Chris Bosh
due to health injuries.
Right.
So I think.
So I don't.
Chris Bosh's absence is going to be critical.
Right.
I feel that they are in a rebuilding stage, but not lottery. I feel they're on the cusp of maybe making
the 8th
seed.
I feel like they'll be in the lottery because I feel like there's a lot of good teams in the East.
But they got a lot of talent. See,
they do.
But see, lottery means you're gonna be the bottom 8 of So I don't think they'll make the bottom 8, but they won't make the top 8.
Okay.
And you get caught in that middle.
Because I feel like them losing Chris Bosh and D Wade was a big factor.
Right.
And I feel like Whiteside is too young to
be the leader. If we're asking Whiteside to be the leader
to take them to the playoffs, it's not happening.
That's not happening. Talk to me about the Charlotte Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets made it to the playoffs last year.
They
lost in the first round, but granted they made it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of young players.
Mm-hmm.
They got Kemba Walker.
He's still doing his thing. Big up Kemba.
The Tank, Frank the Tank.
Oh yeah, from Wisconsin. I forget his as a matter of fact, let's bring his name up. Since we're talking about him in Charlotte, but you know who we mean.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about where you think they will end up.
I feel like they'll be in that bottom 8.
Yeah, because they don't have enough. And Roy Hibbert replaces Al Jefferson in the middle.
Right, and I feel like Roy Hibbert will play a big factor, kind of like how Timothy Mozgov is going to be in.
But the big man now is not what the big man used to be.
Yeah,
Your big man got to be out covering on the 3-point line now.
True. He has to kind of be like a stretch five.
And I'm not sure Hibbert.
Yeah, I mean, if he works on his speed a little bit more.
Work on his speed. He old.
He's not old. He's like 27.
You call everybody old. You call me old 2 shows in a row.
No. Listen, I feel like if he works on his speed and he gets a little bit more athletic.
But my point is, at this age, he is who he is.
Right.
This is not some
rookie.
He's
not going to change his game.
He's not going to change his game. So I'm not sure how that's going to translate when the playoff come, when teams like Cleveland's got Shannon Fry playing the 5 and he's at the 3-point line.
Right. Or Tristan Thompson.
So you have to have a level of versatility.
I put them at the bottom 8.
Okay.
They'll get about maybe 40 to 30 wins.
Okay.
Still make it.
Tell me about the Orlando Magic. We still in the Southeast Division, y'all. We still in the Southeast Division.
The Orlando Magic, they have a lot of good talent, but they're not going nowhere.
Whoa. They got
Aaron, I know they have Aaron Gordon,
Serge Ibaka,
and
Bismack Biyombo from Toronto. He's good.
Yes.
They picked up a few other pieces that's pretty good, so I'm not sure they're not going to go anywhere. They lose Oladipo.
No, I mean, they're just young players. They do have a lot of young players. I'm not saying they don't have hope.
And don't they have a new coach?
Yes.
Who's the new coach? Is it Scott? No, it's the dude from Indiana Pacers.
Frank
Vogel.
Yeah, Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel is the new coach. Okay, we're looking at their roster here. All right, they still got Aaron Gordon, who was in the dunk contest. Right. Jeff Green went there. Now, Jeff Green is solid on the perimeter.
Yeah.
You know, he can't do a lot of everything.
Okay, but do you see them going to the playoffs?
No.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they're young. They still have hope in the future.
Right.
But they're not going nowhere.
All right. Talk to me about the last team in that division, the Washington Wizards.
The Washington Wizards have probably one of the best top 5 backcourts in the league. But they don't like each other that much.
Beal and John Wall.
And then you have a third. You have Trey Burke
coming from Utah.
So you do have a lot of guards. Maybe a little bit. Well, I mean, you can use Trey Burke as the 6th man, but and then you have
still have Gortat in the middle.
Right.
Yeah. And Morris, one of the Morris brothers.
Right, and one of the Morris brothers. So their top 5 will be strong. I think they'll probably be the 8th seed.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna move on.
So then that means there's 3 teams from this division.
3 teams from that division is not gonna make it, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So Wizards. So only 1 team out of that division makes it.
Maybe we'll revisit that. We'll go through them and then we'll pick our top 8 teams we think will make the playoffs. Now we go into the Atlantic Division. Boston.
I like Boston. They picked up Al Horford. Isaiah Thomas is a dog. Avery Bradley, dog. They did lose Evan Turner.
They drafted
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. Big up to Jaylen Brown. You already know what it is, son. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, the 3rd pick. And he's going to probably wind up being a starter eventually because his high IQ.
And they also have like 7 more draft picks from that draft.
And one thing about Boston, they play hard.
Yes.
They play hard and they play tough for their coach.
To me, they're the toughest team in the East.
They're the tough team in the East. And I'm expecting big things out of Boston this year.
I expect them to be the top 4.
And they could still make a move. Rumor had it. They was trying to get DeMarcus Cousins
and Aldridge.
Right. So any move of that capacity could really catapult them to number 2, 3, or 4. After that, we got the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn in the house.
Brooklyn only has 2 players on that team.
2 players.
Jeremy Lin and Brook Lopez.
Okay, so you got a big man.
Yeah, and you have
a traditional big man. He not going out to the 3-point line.
Right.
And you have...
Wait, Jeremy Lin's like a point guard.
No, I'm talking about Lopez.
Oh, Lopez, yeah.
Lopez, as a big man, is not going to go out to the 3-point line.
Right.
And we have Jeremy Lin, whose game has gotten better.
Right.
It was hype when he was in New York.
And he killed it in Charlotte.
He went to Charlotte. He refined his game.
Right.
Now he's back on the New York scene as a leader of this team.
Right.
I believe they do have some draft picks coming up, but this is more than likely going to be a rebuilding year for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn, hold tight, because it don't look good.
It ain't happening this year, bro.
It ain't happening. As a matter of fact, I got y'all not even making the playoffs.
You got them in the lottery?
Yeah, in the lottery.
Yep.
Definitely in the lottery.
The New York Knicks.
Let's go, New York Knicks. Here we go.
D-Rose in the building.
D-Rose in the building.
Them picking up D-Rose and having Brendan Jennings as a backup.
Yes, so their point guard situation
Solid.
is super solid.
All D-Rose has to do is stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
And Noah. Noah is a big anchor to me. I like the way he plays. Do you consider him like an athletic, athletic center or just?
No. He's athletic. He will get out and get back to his man. Plus, he's an anchor back there, so he's quarterbacking, letting you know what's happening, when the pick is coming. My concern with the New York Knicks is only health.
Right.
Porzingis is going to be
He's a stretch four. Absolutely. But he's like a tall stretch four, so he's going to be even.
Porzingis is going to have a much better year this year. He's over the rookie jitters.
Right.
He hit the rookie wall. I think this is to be the best year for Carmelo to just play ball.
Right, and I feel like Courtney Lee is a big pickup for your shooting guard because I liked Follow, but not as much because I feel like he was too old.
Mm-hmm. See, there you go with the old people again, man.
I have to state the facts.
Leave old people alone.
Because eventually you gotta give it up. Okay, listen. Anyway, I feel like Courtney Lee is good on defense. I feel like he's a better defense player than scorer, but he can score too.
And Derrick Rose plays defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Porzingis plays defense.
Right.
Noah plays defense. Melo, not so much. But Melo can play spot defense.
Melo can play team defense.
Hey, Melo, we need those tickets. The views expressed on this show are clearly those of Eli's. They are not mine.
I like the
I need those tickets. Where do we put the Knicks at this year?
Behind Cleveland at number 2.
Whoa. Did you hear that out there in the podcast world, in the Facebook world? Number 2.
I'm putting the Knicks number 2. And I feel like this is kind of like a better team than 2012 team.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The last time they went.
Granted, your bench that year was a little bit better.
Right.
But I feel like as long as y'all stay healthy, y'all good. And we will see an Eastern Conference Finals. That would be awesome.
Ooh, I would like that. Melo going up against LeBron.
Okay. Against,
76ers.
76ers.
We're still in the Atlantic Division, y'all. We're still in the Atlantic Division.
They're done mainly because of injuries and because of no. One of them has to get traded. Either no Okafor or who was the third person you named?
Jaquil Okafor.
Yeah, I said him.
Embiid.
Yeah, and Embiid. One of those three has to get traded.
And Ben Simmons breaks his foot before he even gets on the. Does Philadelphia have some kind of bad luck going, man? Because on paper, listen, they got some parts.
But I feel like I don't know if it's they're purposely tanking, or if they just really don't care about winning that many games anymore.
Got you.
It really depends.
So are they headed back to the lottery?
Yes.
For unprecedented.
Yes.
9th time or something.
Yes.
It's only but so much tanking we can do here, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, hopefully this will be their last year tanking, and then I expect them to be in the playoffs the following year. But I'm gonna say they're gonna be one more year of tanking, and then they'll make it to the playoffs.
Talk to me about the Toronto Raptors, last team in that particular division. They won the division last year, a record number of wins. They have a tough backcourt, but they do lose Bismack, Biyombo, and a few other pieces, but they do add Sullinger
from Boston.
Talk to me about that.
I feel like Toronto.
Great city to play for.
I like that energy. I need to see more consistency out of Lowry and DeRozan when it comes to the playoffs. Not regular season, but playoffs.
Great points.
Because, granted, they did make it to the Eastern Conference, but...
Did they make it by default? Because...
No, well, they had 2 Game 7s that they won. They beat 2 tough teams, so I'm not going to take away that credit. But that year was the only year that they made it that far.
Gotcha.
I didn't get to see more out of them.
Got you. And can a team win with just guards?
No, you need. In
the regular season, of course.
Yeah, of course. But in the playoffs, no, you need a big man. But they did pick up Sullinger, so maybe that can help.
Yeah. Sullinger may provide
like a big anchor.
Absolutely, he might anchor some things for them.
But he's not that stretch forward that you like that normal teams have.
Got you. Now we're gonna go into the Central Division.
Cleveland.
Still in the East. Cleveland, they win the championship. Talk to me about them. What did they add? What did they,
They added Chris Anderson.
Chris Anderson, Birdman. That's a big pickup.
Birdman and Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy. Why is the Birdman pick significant?
The Birdman pick is big for them because he's an athletic big man.
Mm-hmm.
He's skinny. He could run the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, and he's going to be a problem for the whole East and a little bit of the Warriors.
And he's a champion.
Yeah, and he's a champion. And he's LeBron's left-hand man. So
so LeBron can count on him.
Right.
He's got the championship pedigree.
Dunleavy plays great defense and can shoot the lights out.
Yes, so that's
you guys added another scorer, and then you added J.R. Smith, who is your starting shooting guard, who you guys needed because I don't think y'all would have been in trouble on that shooting guard.
And right now, Cleveland does need a backup point guard because Mo Williams retired, or they're trying to trade him and get his money off the books.
Right.
So even though the true point guard of the team is LeBron James, we all know that, but there is going to be a time in the regular season because I don't think LeBron is going to play a lot of minutes, and I'm pretty sure you'll talk about that a little later on. So we expect them to win that division.
Of course. And be in the first seed.
It'd be the first seed. We will expect to see them in the finals. Talk to me about the Chicago Bulls. For my Bulls fans out there.
They picked up a big piece, which is D-Wade.
D-Wade, leadership.
Coming home to Chicago.
I'm coming home, tell the world. Nah, nah, nah. You know the song.
And Rondo.
Rondo.
I feel like D-Wade is going to be the one who keeps Rondo in check. Because I like Rondo, but Rondo has a hard head.
He does. Wherever he goes.
Yeah, he always has a problem with his coaches. And hopefully D-Wade can put him under his wing and control him. I only expect Jimmy Butler to be that true leader and just go off.
And go and be the meat and potatoes of their team. Dwayne Wade can still shoot.
Right.
If they limit his minutes, especially
also,
in the regular season.
I feel like because they have a lot of shooters, D-Wade can shoot more threes because he's been shooting a lot more threes
in the preseason. So maybe D-Wade is going to add another element to his game, ladies and gentlemen, by going to the three-point line
and attacking the basket. So now he's going to be a
putting them up.
Machine.
But I ain't never seen a shot I don't like. Everybody will tell you, they all look good to me. I keep shooting. I'll shoot my way out of a slump. That's how I get down. They be like, yo, son, pass the ball. Hey, get yours, son. Talk to me about the Milwaukee Bucks. I think this is going to be the surprise team of the East.
The Milwaukee Bucks, I like them. They're big, they're tall. All five of their players is at least 6'9", 6'8".
Ooh, now imagine you step on the court and everybody's 6'8".
That's going to be a problem.
And ball handlers, 6'8" ball handlers.
That's going to be a problem for little bad guards everywhere in the East and in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
They also picked up Tony Snell from trading Michael Carter-Williams.
Absolutely. So they get a little tougher.
Right. And he plays more defense, and he's a little bit more of a scorer than Michael Carter.
And then they picked up Dellavedova.
Right.
He's a bulldog.
So now you got a great bench.
Absolutely. You got guys.
The only reason why they didn't make the playoffs last year to me was because Jason Kidd got hit.
Got hurt or whatever he was going through. Exactly. They got this kid, this 7'1" guy called Thon Maker.
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem.
He's from the Congo or something, and they don't know how old he is. He think he 18. They're not even sure. They let him come in the draft. He looked 30, but this kid is a monster. You know what I mean? So Thon Maker, along with the Greek freak, whose name I can't even pronounce, but you know who he is, along with Jabari Parker.
Right.
So Jason
Kidd. He's
Kidd.
gonna be a mean.
Jason Kidd is putting together a staff out there.
Do you think Jabari Parker's gonna win the Most Improved Player of the Year?
We're gonna save those predictions for a little bit later down the line. Talking about the Indiana Pacers, all the NBA scouts are raving over the Indiana Pacers. Do you think it's warranted, or us as NBA analysts and experts? What do we think?
I feel like the Pacers are good, but not that good.
Ooh.
I don't like Al Jefferson.
You don't like that big monster in the middle?
No, I feel like he lost his touch once he left. Like, he's not the same person like he was in Utah.
Right.
His stock has gone down to me.
Is his stock going down as a result of the way the game is now played?
I think because the game is changing, his stock is going down, and he's kind of become like Roy Hibbert.
He's old. Just say it. Just say it. You want to say it.
I don't want to say it all the time, okay?
He's old.
Anyway, and then Monte Ellis and George Hill.
And they picked up...
Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague at the point guard.
I like that duo, but they're kind of too small.
Well, Jeff Teague can play. Monte Ellis as a backcourt together, they're a little small.
Yeah.
So in the playoffs, that could be a problem with all of this pick and roll.
Right.
And everybody's switching everything, finding out who the weak link is.
Unless you put Paul George as a 2.
You could do that. Paul George has versatility.
But then your 3 is going to be still small.
True. I think on paper, they look pretty good. They look pretty good on paper. I'm expecting some things from them.
Do they make the playoffs?
Yes. When I give you my top 8 teams, they will make the playoffs. We got the Detroit Pistons rounding out the Eastern Conference in the Central.
Oh, I like the Detroit Pistons. I really do. They're tough.
They're tough.
They got that Detroit grittiness.
That grittiness, yeah, that blue collar grittiness.
Yeah, just that bad boy, kind of like that bad boy, like back in the 80s.
Exactly. Now I think their point guard Reggie Jackson is hurt to start the season.
Is he out indefinitely?
I'm not sure, but he's going to be out for a while.
Right.
They also have I believe they extended the contract of Stanley Johnson.
Right. Which is
Of course, they have Drummond in the middle.
Yeah. So
again, he's one of those big lumbering big men.
They kind of remind me a little bit of the Bucks,
but they are tough.
They're big,
and Stan Van Gundy will get them to play well.
Yes.
Now that we've covered the Eastern Conference,
we're down to the West.
But before that, let's go through our top 8 teams
in the East
that you think will be able to make the playoffs.
Okay. Cleveland number 1.
Cleveland number 1.
Knicks number 2.
Knicks number 2.
Chicago number 3.
In front of Boston.
Whoa.
Let's look at it. Let's look out on the screen here. You can get them all in there, so
okay.
Make sure you don't.
Yeah, mess up. All right. Boston number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then Pacers.
Pacers at 4.
4. Chicago at 5.
Chicago at 5.
Bucks at 6.
Bucks at 6. What about the Raptors?
Yeah, I mean.
Ooh, really? Okay. They won the division last year.
Number 7. Detroit Pistons.
Okay.
And number 8. Atlanta.
Atlanta at 8.
I might have messed this up, but yeah, those are my 8 teams.
Those are your 8 teams that you feel.
Those 8 teams. Toronto might not make it, mainly because of Boston and the Knicks.
Oh, okay. So that division just got tougher.
Yeah.
And they kind of won it by default because the other teams were kind of really bad.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, let's go into the West. This is what Eli's been waiting for. We got the Southwest Division. The Pelicans are up first. Talk to me about the Pelicans, what they've done in the offseason, how they've gotten better. Buddy Hield out of the draft from Oklahoma.
Right.
He's going to help spread the floor. He can shoot. Yeah. Now, can he shoot on the next level is our question.
Like develop his game.
Yeah. But are they expecting him to come out shooting lights out? Usually shooters can shoot, whether you're in the college or the pros.
But I think because it's the pros, he's gonna have to gain more confidence.
Yes, absolutely.
They signed Lance Stephenson.
Lance, big up Lance. Yo, Lance, we're gonna need that interview. We letting you know now. All right, you family, so we're gonna need that interview. Come on,
that'd be helpful, bro.
Come on over to the studio and sit down with Eli.
You know, he's 6'7", so he's big.
Absolutely.
I like that. Coming off the bench, and you have
hopefully Anthony Davis can stay healthy.
Drew
Holiday is not back right now.
Yeah, I mean that's for family reasons, but I feel like I've kind of lost my faith in Anthony Davis. Not because he's a bad player, just because of health issues.
Gotcha.
He's had way too many health issues from the time he got drafted to now.
Nicks and crannies and this and that. So where do you place them? Are they going to be in a lower tier?
They're going to be a low tier. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay. So we don't think the Pelicans make the playoff this year, guys. Dallas Mavericks, they pick up
Bogut and Harrison Barnes, which is big.
2 championship caliber players. Bogut, Harrison Barnes.
They still have J.J. Barea.
Still have J.J. Barea.
Dirk. They signed Seth Curry. You know.
Is Stephen Curry's young brother.
Right.
So he's Steph Curry light.
Right.
Yeah, okay, he's light.
Yeah.
Steph, it's like drinking a light beer. He's not exactly Steph Curry.
Maybe he can get there if he just stays, you know.
Yeah, he's got to work on his game. His brother's game wasn't. He didn't come out being an all-star. He had to work at his game.
Right. And then
so what do you think they finished? Because people are high on Dallas right now.
Top 5.
Top 5 picks. Okay. Yeah. Rockets. Mike D'Antoni has put the ball.
I don't like Mike D'Antoni as a go-down.
But he's put the ball in Harden's hand. He's turned him into the point guard. Is that helpful? Because the ball is in his hands all the time anyway. And do they have enough pieces around
them? That will
be
helpful, but also, how many times is James Harden going to really pass the ball?
Okay. True story.
And I'm not a big fan of Mike D'Antoni. You saw what he did with the Lakers.
Yeah.
You saw what he did with the Knicks, right?
Yeah. I mean,
only successful year. No offense to him. I'm just saying, only successful year he only had was when Steve Nash and the Suns.
Yeah, when he was in Phoenix and he had that offense going like clockwork.
Right.
So what do we expect from the Rockets? Patrick Beverly's still out there. Your man Trevor Ariza's still out there.
Let's go. Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. I like this division.
They have a couple of that division usually does well with playoff teams. Yeah. Tell me about the Spurs. Won 67 games last year, or maybe even more.
No, 67.
It was 67. They retool. They bring in Pau Gasol.
Right. Listen, the Spurs are going to always be the Spurs to me as long as Popovich is there and as long as their owner is there.
Absolutely.
I forgot his name. It's not coming to me right now.
Yeah.
But Aldridge is starting to start some rumors and stuff, which you never normally hear in San Antonio.
In San Antonio, that he don't want to be there.
Yeah.
That he thought he was going to be the number one option.
Right.
And the number one option is turning out to be Kawhi Leonard.
Right. And, dude, you got to earn that. If you want to be the number one option to me and you're playing for the San Antonio Spurs, you have to earn it.
And like you said, the Spurs don't usually get down like that. Everybody plays their position.
Right, and if you ain't good with it, they could easily cut you. They're like Popovich is like
Bill
the
Patriots.
Yeah, Bill Belichick.
Like
if he don't like you, he will cut you.
It's the system.
It's
not you as a player. It's the system.
So yeah, they'll be fine now.
Where they're gonna end up in the top 8?
Top 2.
Top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Talking about the Grizzlies, always tough. They picked up Chandler Parsons. Now,
because they did need a shooter
They need a shooter
because Tony Allen could not shoot.
He couldn't shoot the ball, but that's not his specialty. But he can lock somebody down.
Right.
They gave Mike Conley a whole slew of cash.
So he's good for life.
But he has to produce.
No, to me, he's an underrated point guard.
Okay, tell me why. Why do you feel that?
He plays tough. He's always that motive to them. He's the reason why they always win those games, and he's the reason why they always make it to the playoffs. Without him, they don't go.
Okay, but his numbers don't necessarily suggest $153 million. I'm not knocking Mike Conley.
But would you wasn't gonna find no other better point guard other than him in that free agency? I mean.
Okay, I got you. So you pretty much was stuck with having to give this man.
And I would rather give it to him than let him go to another team and make them better, where I gotta sign a rookie and develop his game.
Okay.
To where Mike Conley already had it.
Okay. You're hearing it first from Eli. He's going in on all these teams.
Memphis will make it to the playoffs as well. That
3 or 4 of those teams in that Southwest division. Because in that division you got the Mavericks, the Rockets, the Spurs, Grizzlies. Them teams are all
5 of those teams 2 years ago all made it to the playoffs.
That's an incredible division. That means you can't, if you lose 2 or 3 games in that division, you pretty much, could be in trouble, later on in the season. All right, we get to the Pacific Division. Talk to me about the almost champion Warriors.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, almost champion.
Whatever.
Warriors.
We got a dynasty going. I don't...
a dynasty?
Past is past.
A dynasty?
Anyway.
Talk to me about this dynasty. I don't see no dynasty. I see them adding Kevin Durant. He's soft. You know what I mean? Hey, Kevin, if you ever come to New York, the views expressed on this show are strictly Eli's. I'm just helping them out. But I think one of them players are going to cancel each other out. And it's not going to show up in the regular season. In the playoffs, when they got to play somebody 7 games. Like, they got to play Popovich 7 games. He's going to take something away. So how are they going to fare? We know they picked up Durant. They picked up...
They're going to be fine. They picked up McGee. They picked up McCall, who's a great rookie, who will help them out. Also, what's his first
David West.
David West and Clark.
And Ian Clark.
Yeah.
Ian Clark is good.
Their bench will not be as big as it was the past 2 years, but it's not a whole damage.
Got you.
And first of all, this division is pretty much a wrap. I see the Clippers making it into the playoffs, but
let's talk about the Clippers. The Clippers are up next. Let's talk about them. They bring pretty much the same team back out.
Yeah. See, they don't make in the past. Let's see, because when did Chris Paul go to the Clippers? Like in 2013?
It's been like 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Yeah. In those 4 or 5 years, they haven't made a lot of big changes.
Right.
It's always been neutral to me.
Got you. Now, Blake Griffin said he's feel healthier than he's ever felt. Yeah. You know, the time off from punching, the trainer in the face.
He kind of messed up his quad.
Yeah, messed up his quad. Chris Paul is always going to give you 20 and 10.
And Chris Paul is pissed because he broke his hand.
Absolutely, and they had an opportunity.
Yeah, we both know they would have faced Golden State in the second round.
Absolutely. So they still got DeAndre Jordan, Austin Rivers.
I think this is going to be the last year for the Clippers.
I agree.
If y'all don't get at least to the Western Conference,
then it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Because Blake Griffin becomes a free agent.
He does.
I think so.
And Chris Paul.
One of them is leaving.
Got you.
So, and then you got DeAndre Jordan,
he's just recently signed.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the Lakers.
Oh, my Lakers are going to be fine.
Dude, the Lakers...
No, understand
when you say they're going to be fine, please clarify that.
Understand my point. First of all, we have a great coach who went 39-4. And for him not to get the credit he did kind of pissed me off, but whatever.
Okay. With the Golden State.
Yeah, with the Golden State.
Okay.
But everybody knows that he got them that
well, Luke Walton is championship pedigree. His pops played as a Hall of Famer.
He's been with the Lakers for 2 years.
He's won a championship with the Lakers.
2.
He won 2 championships with the Lakers. 2. Okay.
So, I like him as a head coach. We got a lot of young players like D'Angelo Russell, Randall, Ingram, and Clarkson.
And Nance. Larry Nance Jr., yeah.
Larry Nance Jr. and Nick Young.
And I felt they added a few veteran pieces like Luol Deng.
And Timothy
Mozgov. To add just enough veteran.
They're gonna
wait a minute, did you mention Ingram?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. On how many games? I'm going to say 35, but they're still going to get to the lottery. This would be pretty much the last time they really...
Dude, if they get 35 wins, they're not in the lottery. Remember, that 35 is like in the middle there.
Gotcha.
You're either getting 40, 55 wins, or you only want to get 12 wins. 12, 13, maybe 18 wins if you try to
they'll be in the middle, more like 40
to
35.
So they won't be 30. In the lottery, but they'll
be in the top 15 of the draft picks.
And I do like Luke Walton. He has an ability to work with young players.
Yes.
So that should help them out in the long run. Talk to me about the Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns.
Devin Booker. This kid is amazing.
I like Devin Booker, but they need to still rebuild. They're in the rebuilding process.
In the rebuilding stage.
They're not going anywhere.
That's what
but
you say.
But they still have hope.
They still have hope?
Yeah.
Well, let's look Phoenix Suns squad up for a second here and see what we get.
But Devin Booker will be a problem for...
Okay, here we go. They got Leandro Barbosa.
Yeah.
Is this the Phoenix Suns? No, this is Sacramento. How did I get down?
You went to the Timberwolves, bro.
How did I get to the Timberwolves?
Look at the logo.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so they have Leandro Barbosa.
Eric
Bledsoe was on this squad. Tyson Chandler is still here.
He's old.
There you go. Listen, if I take these, you say old again, son.
Brandon Wright got victimized by DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, he got victimized.
Victimized.
He's still in the league? After that? After DeAndre Jordan did that to him, he's still in the league?
Bledsoe.
Jared Dudley can play?
Who is that?
Jared Dudley. He can play. He can stretch the floor. He's a
from
three-point shooter.
Milwaukee, yeah.
Yeah, he's a three-point shooter. Got some skills.
Listen,
but they still not gonna make the playoffs.
they're still not gonna. Yeah.
They're still not gonna make the playoffs.
I'm sorry for being this blunt too, but I'm being honest.
No, let's give it up. That's what we're doing. And the last team in that division,
they're not going anywhere. Either.
Sacramento Kings.
They're not going anywhere.
This is Shaq's team. Oh, Shaq. Oh, the Sacramento Kings. Oh, I think we're gonna do well.
They're kind of like the Suns to me. They have a few decent players, but not no power hitters, and they have maybe 2 or 3 star players.
Right, and then they got Moutier and a few other young players out there.
But
I think it's their management.
Yes.
Their management seems to be very dysfunctional.
Yes, and they have a problem. They've been butting heads. Their manager in particular have been butting heads with DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, who's not butting heads? They said since the AAU, this kid has been a problem, but he can play ball. And I will take him on the Cleveland Cavaliers. As a matter of fact, Malcolm, get Dan Gilbert on the phone for me. We're going to talk to Cleveland and see what they're going to do with this piece here. Now, with that said, we got one more division to cover.
Yep.
The Denver Nuggets. I don't think they've made a trade in like 1,000 years. They still got Gallinari. They still got Wilson Chandler.
Yeah.
They got Kenneth Faried out there. He should have been guard.
They got Moutier.
They have Moutier. One of these teams have Moutier. I thought it was in Sacramento, but it may be them.
Wait, who's that? Is that, what's his name?
Let's find out.
The rookie.
Last
year.
Let's go to it. You know how we do. We
Denver, bro.
We live.
I need to.
There we go. Denver. Let's see what they got. Let's see what their roster looks like.
Nah, I'm looking for some.
See, they got Wilson Chandler.
They got Kenneth Faried and they have Moutier.
Yeah, Mike Miller is still in the league. Mike Miller.
I like Miller. Sorry, dissing the dude.
I'm
okay?
not. But say it. He's what? Say it.
He's injured. Okay.
No. Say it. Say the word.
He's old.
Now you want. There you go. He's old.
But stop dissing the man. He's a 2-time champion.
He is, but can he help my team now? I don't think so.
First of all, it's Denver. I mean, regardless if they had signed him or not, they were still going to be in the same place that they were.
Yeah, maybe they got him on the bench to be that veteran guy on the bench that never plays. It happens.
Timberwolves. Y'all better respect the Timberwolves because they traded Kevin Love to get Andrew Wiggins. They drafted Zach LaVine. They drafted Anthony Towns. They got Tyus Jones from Mo Williams
for the Cleveland deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And
they still got Ricky Rubio.
They need to get rid of Ricky Rubio.
And give the job to Chris Dunn?
And give the job to Chris Dunn.
Well, the point guard position is the hardest position to play, and I'm not sure Chris Dunn is ready to play that position.
I don't feel like Ricky Rubio is the answer either.
Okay, but maybe Ricky Rubio can...
I like his game, but he's not...
tutor or bring Chris Dunn, or do you just throw Chris Dunn in the fire? Keep in mind who their coach is. Thibodeau.
Okay, he's a young player.
Thibodeau don't play rookies. Okay? Remember,
why Thibodeau gotta do that to my boy?
And I think the reason Derrick Rose was staying out as long as he was because Thibodeau runs his players into the ground.
Right.
And when Derrick was injured, I think he did not want to rush back to get re-injured. That's just my humble opinion on that.
Yeah.
He's out there. He has a tendency for not playing rookies.
Listen.
So how's that going to work?
I like Chris Dunn.
I like Chris Dunn too. It's crazy.
You should play him.
Well,
whatever.
Malcolm, get Thibodeau on the phone and see what we can do with that.
All right. Trailblazers are going to be good. They got Damian Lillard. They got CJ McCollum.
Plumlee can play. Yes, he can play.
And they got some tall dudes.
They got some pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, let's look them up real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, guys. Their name's not coming to me right now.
It's all right. It's all right. This is what we do. We're going to find Portland Trailblazers. Here we go. And we can look directly at their roster in real time.
All right. Oh, yeah. They got Festus
Ezeli. Right.
Shabazz Napier.
He can play. Damian Lillard, of course.
Right. So they have some pieces. They'll make it to
They'll be one of those teams that always fight and play hard and play well. Who else do we have in that particular division?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about OKC and Utah real quick. Listen, OKC, Westbrook is going to go off. And they do have one of the best backcourts as well
with Oladipo. and Robinson coming off the bench.
Right. I think Robinson coming off the bench is better.
Yes.
Because he can't shoot for his life either.
Even though he made some big shots in that Golden State series last year.
Yes,
they left him open for a reason.
Yeah.
Usually, if you that open for that long, it is...
Same thing with Harrison Barnes.
For a reason.
It's the same thing what you guys did for Harrison Barnes. Anyway, I feel like Westbrook will go off.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Adams, you still have Kent, so you still have your best. They're one of the best front courts.
Got you.
And they'll be the AFC.
So with Adams and Cantor, I'm thinking, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb on this. I think they're gonna be better than. Is this still on? We still rocking? I think we're better. I think they're better than the AFC. I think they're gonna surprise people
And make it to the fifth.
And I think about the 5th seed.
Okay.
And I think it's gonna be set up where they wind up playing Golden State in the 2nd round or something.
Okay. Excuse me.
And I think that will be an amazing made-for-TV event.
And Utah, I mean...
Utah is Utah. Do we really need to talk about Utah?
Nah, let's not disrespect Utah. Let's give them... They have Joe Johnson.
Oh, that's right. Let me bring up their roster.
They have,
because they made some moves out there, y'all. I'm being funny when I diss them.
Go to Utah real quick.
Okay, let me find.
For the
Okay,
logo.
There we go. There we go at the bottom there.
For the logo, my boy.
I'm trying to bring it up. There we.
All right.
Nope. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. You got it right.
Okay.
They got this.
They got Derek Favors, who plays well. Boris Diaw from San Antonio.
Yeah.
They still have Gordon Hayward.
No, who's number 11?
Number 11.
Looking at the bottom. Look up.
Look up. Dante Exum.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah. Didn't he play for Portland for a while?
No, he got drafted by Utah.
Okay, yeah. So they have a few pieces with Joe Johnson out there.
Their favorites. But I mean, listen.
Why would Joe Johnson go there?
I have no idea. And it's funny too, because when he took his team picture, he didn't look happy.
Yeah, he looked like. But
he kind of looked like Okafor when he got drafted by. He threw the jersey on.
Absolutely. But why would he go there? Let's say
Okafor,
this
saw that.
was offering him more money or something.
Probably. I mean, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now okay. Let me talk about the top 8. Golden State number 1.
Golden State number 1. We know that.
No. San Antonio number 2.
San Antonio number 2.
San Antonio. Hold up. He's gonna pull up the original right now.
I'll pull it up for you.
Go to the West please. San Antonio number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3. I'll go with the Clippers.
Clippers at number 3. That's a good spot for them.
Number 4. I'm going with the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves at number 4.
Yes.
Wow, that's big. That's big. That's big.
I really like them. I like them. They'll win that division to me. Number 5, Portland Trailblazers.
Portland Trailblazers at number 5. That's usually where they wind up at.
Number 6, Memphis.
Memphis at number 6. Who you got at number 7?
Number 7.
Did you even mention the Mavericks or the Rockets?
Mavericks. Number 7, I'm not putting in Houston. I think they're gonna get bumped.
So Mavericks at number 7.
Mavericks at number 7, and OKC at number 8.
Okay, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You have it. Those are our top 8 for each division. We've taken time to go through each division. Now let's get into some individual stuff.
Okay.
Talk to me about who you think the most improved player will be.
The most improved player? Can I gotta just pick one or?
Give me 1 or 2. You know,
Okay.
give me a couple of guys you feel that might, who didn't have a good year, may have been injured.
Both of these 2 people are point guards.
Who are they?
Westbrook and Irving.
Now they can't be the most improved players because they're already good. So give me a player.
Most improved?
Most improved.
Oh, I thought you said most valuable.
No.
Okay.
No.
Most improved. I'm going with. Who did I just say just now?
Who was the most improved player last year?
CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum.
No, but I said a name, and I asked you if he was in. Okay.
Most improved player. I'm gonna say Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. I think he's on a 1-year contract in New York City. He's got the rape allegations and all of that stuff behind him now.
Right.
He gets to clear his mind. He's on the biggest stage.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yes.
Okay, that's who you have for the most improved player. I'm gonna say Derrick.
Because D'Angelo Russell broke the bro code
He did.
And messed all the chemistry stuff up with LA.
So now he gets a chance to redeem himself.
Yes.
Talk to me about who will lead the league in rebounds. Last year was who?
Last year was Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond.
Wrong thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Andre Drummond with 14.8 rebounds.
14, that's a lot of rebounds. 14.8 rebounds is a lot. Who do you have leading in rebounds this year?
Greg Monroe.
Greg Monroe from the Milwaukee Bucks. That's going to be tough because I think they just demoted him to the bench.
Really?
He's the way I think Jason Kidd's scheme
doesn't
involve a big man like that.
Yeah. I mean, for my second choice, and I pick Marcus All.
Okay. I'm gonna say DeMarcus Cousins will win the rebounding champ this year, or Dwight Howard is my sleeper. He's home. He's back in Atlanta. Right. If he can stay healthy, the East Division doesn't have a lot of really big guys. I think he could win the rebounding champ. Give me the steals leader from last year.
Steals was Stephen Curry with 2.1.
2.1 steals a game, and that's not from his one-on-one defense. Trust me. That's from him logging back in the lane.
No, some of it is from his one-on-one defense.
It's the system.
Give the man the credit,
I'm going to give him his credit. But, I just told you.
Ever since you won the Stinging Championship, you've been acting mad cocky.
I'm saying, but LeBron treated him like a little teddy bear. He was like, oh, look at this he's the MVP. Look at that little cute little two-time MVP. Get that out of here. He sunned him, man. It just was real embarrassing. You know what I mean? And he just said, look at the little cutie teddy bear. So I'm not knocking him. I love his game. But I don't know if that translates to championship ball down the stretch.
You better enjoy this.
Okay, but you know what? I do think he could win the league steals again, or Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard or Isaiah Thomas.
Or little man Isaiah Thomas. Little meat can get the job done. No disrespect, Isaiah. We coming out there
to Boston.
We're gonna get up with you, all right? Right. But you my size, so if it's a problem, little man, we can handle that. You ain't exactly 6'9".
So the league leader in blocks was Hassan Whiteside.
He was blocking shots without even trying to block shots.
He had 3.7 blocks.
Man, one game he had like 13 blocks. Just get out of here. Get out of here.
He averaged 3.7 blocks.
So if he comes to play, he is an integral part. He could do it again. So
also, I think another person who could do it. Who's a real defensive player?
I'm going Dwight Howard. I'm sorry.
I'll go with DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Points. We know that was Stephen Curry.
Yeah, Stephen Curry.
30 points a game.
30.1. Average 30.1.
Now, we do know his average will go down this year.
Yeah, especially because you got Kevin Durant.
Right. Because you have Kevin Durant on your team.
Right.
And you have to share the ball.
Right.
And
we messed up.
Yeah, so you have to share the ball. And
yeah.
So points, who gonna lead in points this year?
Who gonna lead in points this year?
Who's gonna lead in points?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
But don't you think them two gonna kind of
Alright. I mean, he's one of the options to me.
Westbrook
or Damian Lillard.
Westbrook or James Harden will be launching up shots.
And Irving.
Irving might get his shots up too.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, or 3 there. Give me.
The league leader in minutes was James Harden with 38.11.
That's a lot of minutes. Yeah. Okay, give me the MVP of this year. MVP.
Either goes to Westbrook, Irving, because I think Irving can just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Damian Lillard. I don't want to put the Warriors in there because that's not fair.
MVP Westbrook. It's his team now. He's gonna lead the league in triple doubles.
Right.
But he might not have enough wins to win the actual MVP award. So that may be a problem
I know it's not going to nobody in Golden State.
It may.
That's just unfair.
You know what? It's time for LeBron to win one more. Why not?
That will happen when he either gets his 5th ring.
Right, and then he's on his way out. They'll give him another title.
Just for being around in the league for like 20 plus years.
Okay, give me your finals pick, the 2 teams that's going to be in it, and who's going to win it. I already know this, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just going to ask him anyway.
And y'all pretty much know this too. But it's going to be Cleveland and Warriors. And the Warriors will win in 6 games.
The Warriors in 6. I will take Cleveland in 7. Once again, in an epic battle to get.
Wait, in Golden State again?
I can't go against LeBron.
But in Golden State again, when we just lost that last year.
Okay, I was being fair. Cleveland in 6. How about that? Cleveland in 6. Now, there's one more thing I want to discuss.
Okay.
And there was a young man who has a disability.
Named DeAndre. He got bullied. And by a lot of kids in school. So he asked for a sleepover, right?
He was invited over to a friend's house.
Yeah, friend's house. And they bullied him at the house, poured cologne, and lit him
on fire. And he was in critical condition.
Yes.
Somewhere here in New York. Give me your thoughts on that.
I'm very upset by it. It wasn't cool. Bullying is just never okay. I got bullied when I was a little kid, and you gotta just learn how to ask for help. When you get bullied, don't try to just shut your mouth and not say nothing.
Absolutely.
And also, you can't treat people like the golden rule. What is it called? It's like a school rule where
treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right, treat people the way you want to be treated, and just with respect and love.
So we want to send out love and respect to DeAndre and his family. Yeah. And when we do find out if they're taking up any kind of donation or start some kind of GoFundMe,
we will donate.
We will definitely donate to that cause.
And people just love each other, be positive vibes, no fighting. Y'all just have to learn how to respect each other.
Absolutely. And with that said, I'm just Dad.
I'm Eli.
And this is
The Wate.
The Wate.
The world according to Eli.
The world according to Eli. You can catch us where?
On Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes.
All of those places. Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, SoundCloud, all of that. Snapchat.
No.
Get at us.
Tune in next week for music, sports, video games.
We'll be back to our regular scheduled program with our predictions for the NFL weeks and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.